the purpose of this video is to address the questions mostly from my Instagram DM asking about universities in North Cyprus. So I hope at the end of this video you would have gotten answers to your question with regards to should you study in North Cyprus, what are the best universities for you to study there, can you work there, can you move to the south from there, and all of those. I'll be answering that each in this video. So guys, if you're looking for information about North Cyprus, then stay on and let's get all of this answered. Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Grace here. I hope you all are doing fine. So like you've already seen on my thumbnail, today we're talking about universities in North Cyprus. So the north side of Cyprus is different from the south side of Cyprus. Now Cyprus was one entity until 1974, where they had a bit of a war, and so the north separated from the south. Now if you come to Cyprus, there is a border that barricades the south side from the north side, and you see border patrols, military men on the border of these places. I don't know if I still have one of those videos showing the borders, but I will link it up if I find any of them. Otherwise, you can also check that up on the internet. So the northern side of Cyprus is called the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, which is TRNC. While the southern side of Cyprus is called the Republic of Cyprus. I know there are some people that have told me here that Cyprus is one country, but I beg to differ, and please don't send me messages saying I'm Grace, stop educating people wrongly about this. Cyprus is not one entity. Otherwise, why do the south side use euro and the north side use Turkish lira? Why do people with Cyprus resident permit, I mean students from South Cyprus, not being able to go to the northern side? Let's say you want to go to Famagusta, you want to go to kyrenia, you can't go there if you're a third country national, even if you have your Cyprus resident permit, because third country nationals are not allowed to cross the border from the south to the north or from the north to the south. So this is how it is in Cyprus. So only those with European passport can move from South Cyprus to North Cyprus or North Cyprus to South Cyprus. That is just what works down here. So one entity cannot have this type of challenge. Now let's move on to the business of today, which is universities in South and North Cyprus. I beg your pardon. So we have a lot more universities in North Cyprus compared to South Cyprus. They offer scholarships. We have them based on their ranking. Some of them rank very high in terms of world ranking, in terms of degree ranking, department ranking, and course ranking globally and locally. So as a student, if you're looking to apply to any of those schools, do your best to check not just for the school but for the courses. And I've also heard some people say that some of the schools are not accredited, and you want to check for where you're going to study if they are accredited or not. We have very good international universities in the northern side of Cyprus, and we also have some very cheap universities. These universities they accept payments in euros, pounds, and dollars. So though the currency of the country is Turkish lira, but fees and rent are basically accepted in international currencies like British pounds and euros and dollars. So but when you work, you're paid in Turkish lira. So that's one stuff about Northern Cyprus that particularly intrigues me. So you want to be sure of where you're going to. Again, from my research to some students that are currently studying in North Cyprus, and they're like when they were coming, they were told that they could move to South Cyprus. but they found out that that's not the case. So guys, even if you're using an agent to get into any place to study, especially in North Cyprus, you want to do your due diligence. Don't leave everything to an agent. Do your research and be sure that this is feasible before you take anything. Earlier in 2022, the Nigerian government advised Nigerians not to go to North Cyprus to study because of the current situation there. So this is because a lot of international students, especially third country nationals that go to study in Europe and believe that they can go there and work and foot their bills and study. In North Cyprus, please take note that you are not allowed to work. From the people I was able to ask questions to during my research, they told me it's stamped on your visa that you are not allowed to work. So don't go to North Cyprus and expect to work legally. You cannot and you are not allowed to work legally as a student in North Cyprus. You're only going there to study, and after studying, the country expects you to go back to your country and not remain back in North Cyprus. So these are facts and realities happening in North Cyprus. So you want to know that before making your application or deciding to study there. Don't go there because something is said without making verification. Most schools have their emails. You can chat the schools and be sure. Don't just believe what an agent says, because almost all agents get commission for bringing students into the school, so they can sell you anything just to get you to go to the schools. And like is a situation of most of the African students I interviewed during the process of researching this video, is that it's not what they are told. So you want to be sure that you don't just listen to people, you make your research and you're very sure before moving to study in any university in North Cyprus. So we have some very good schools that also offer scholarships. I'm going to put a link to the ranking of the schools in North Cyprus, so you can also see and make your decision to know if that's the right fit for you. Yes, a lot of people have said that North Cyprus even have a lot of beautiful surrounding beaches compared to the south. So that was one of the most reasons I wanted to visit Famagusta and Cayenne, if I'm pronouncing the second word correctly, because I saw a lot of beautiful pictures. Some people shared some videos, but I later found out that my visa does not allow me to go to North Cyprus. So if you're looking for a place where you get to hang out, have fun while you're studying, then it's really a beautiful place to visit to study. The environment is so cool. You're looking for a school that have a lot of international communities. We have a lot of international students in Northern Cyprus. Most of the students are coming from various countries all over the globe. So if you're looking for high network opportunities, you may want to consider some of the top schools in North Cyprus. I'm not listing the schools because I'm going to add everything on the link I talked about earlier, so you can look at them and decide on the best fit for you. They also have some good business courses. We have some good computer related courses, computer science and all of that. So you may want to check some of those out if this interests you. They also have some courses on social work and all of that for those who are looking for nursing science and what's more. I also heard about some stories of depression and students getting stranded, and these are mostly third country nationals, international students who go to North Cyprus to study with the hope that when they get there they'll find jobs. And this is the reason why some students resort to prostitution at the end of the day, because you're being charged for rent in euros, in pounds and in sterling. Now most third world countries are struggling, and If you're going there, you're sponsoring yourself and you're hoping to work to study, I'm sorry, you're just going to fall amongst the stranded or depressed people. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're stranded tomorrow. You want to be very sure that you have sponsors. If you have sponsors, then it's a very great place to study. But if you're going there to study and you're hoping to work to foot your bill, I am saying this, please do not go there and hope that you'll be able to foot your bill, because you will not be allowed to work unless you want to resort to going into illegal means to work. Then for the last question on if you can move from North Cyprus to South Cyprus, you cannot do that legally. It is not allowed, and if you're caught, you will be deported. I've been asked questions of how can I move from North Cyprus to South Cyprus. I want to come and seek asylum. It is not allowed legally. If you're saying that you've heard of people that cross the border and now there are asylums in South Cyprus, I really don't have an answer to that. You may need to check at you may need to check in the Cyprus migration. You may need to check in the Cyprus migration website to see if the asylums or refugees are giving that. But there are other schools where you're allowed to work. In the south side, students are allowed to work 20 hours. I mean, while I was studying, I was working remotely, and I already had work experience while I was studying in Cyprus. I was already working before I decided to do my master's degree, and I continued working remotely. And as part of my next video, I'm going to be putting some of the recent scholarships that are out for some universities in South Cyprus, and I'm also going to be sharing places where you can work remotely online as a student if you have some sort of skill set within the 20 hours a week. So remote working makes it flexible. So if you have classroom schedules, you would be able to pick tasks that can help you to work outside of those times. Legally, remember, you are not allowed to work in North Cyprus while you are studying. Again, do your due diligence while you make your decision on which of the universities to study in North Cyprus. Make sure that the schools you're applying to are accredited. There are so many great schools in North Cyprus that offer some sort of scholarships to students, and there are opportunities for networking, and also there are churches, there are some organizations in North Cyprus that offers some sort of help the best way they can to stranded students. And also remember, don't take an agent's word for it. Do your due diligence. I will be linking to this video information about universities ranking and some of these universities in Northern Cyprus for those of you who North Cyprus is the right fit for you to study. And those of you that are looking for a great place to network, meet with international students. So guys, this is it for me. I hope this video answers all your questions. So based on research, I also found out that schools pay within the lowest school in North Cyprus is 3,000 euros, and the highest is around 13,000 euros. So guys, make your choice, find the best school for you, and I wish you the best in your studies. Cheers.